This is not a resource that is infinite. So when does it stop? Well, I suppose at some point the person falls asleep and collapses. I don't know if we've ever seen that. I did an episode of my podcast on hydration and water, and I read some really tragic cases of runners finishing Olympic races and then dying or going into coma or hypernatremias and like things like that. It's a little bit different, but there are physical limits. But I don't know. All you have to do is hear the Marcus Luttrell lone survivor story, and like that's the case of just it's forward center of mass under any and all conditions.
Mm-hmm.
And that's also what happens when people endure long-term psychological confinement, stress, etc.
Yeah, you talked about maybe that development, because almost anybody who starts off running, you have this, it's not a real threshold, but it's a perceived threshold. So you run a 5K, you can't run another step. Then you run a 10K, then you run a half marathon, then you run a marathon. Then you keep working, and all of a sudden you're the same person. But when you couldn't run 3.1 miles, where that was your limit, now you run hundreds. And Courtney is an example of this. She started off like everybody, running shorter distance. She entered her first 100-mile race and quit at mile 60 because it hurt too bad. And then she realized, oh, the pain, that's what this is. It's just dealing with pain. So now, instead of like being afraid of the pain, her thing is she loves going into the pain cave. And you mentioned a few different things about different parts of your brain, but she says she likes to go in the pain cave and explore and make it bigger. So there's that part of it where her threshold was this, and now who knows what it is. And she's developing the pain cave, which maybe that's the part of the brain you're talking about that can be developed. But also there's another thing, which I tried in this last ultra, I ended up winning. It was a smaller one.